بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن ابي مسعود رضي الله قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يؤم القوم اقرأهم لكتاب الله فإن كانوا في القراءة سواء فأعلمهم بالسنة فإن كانوا في السنة سواء فأقدمهم هجرة فإن كانوا في الهجرة سواء فأقدمهم سنا ولا يؤمن الرجل في سلطانه ولا يقعد في بيته على تكريمته إلا بإذنه رواه مسلم وفي رواية له ولا يؤمن الرجل في أهله. And Abu Mas'ud Nabi Akram says that the person that should lead the people is the one who is the most read of the Quran. And if they are in Qirats equal, then the one who has the most knowledge of the Sunnah. Then if they are in regards to the Sunnah is they equal, then the most one who's most advanced in Hijrat. Then if they are equal in Hijrat, then the most one who's most advanced in age. And a man shouldn't lead another man in his domain or in his leadership. And he shouldn't sit in his house upon his sitting place except with his permission, narrated by Muslim and one riwayat for him. And a man shouldn't lead another man in amongst his in his family. Right. فَأَعْلَمُهُمْ بِالسُّنَّةِ, yeah. They mean the ahadith of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Because those Sahaba Ikram who knew more hadiths, they were already faqirs. You understand? They were already faqirs. They were knowledgeable already because they knew more hadiths, they were more knowledgeable. Imam Ahmad and Imam Abu Yusuf Rahmallah, they make amal on this here, and they say that the Qari has got more right to lead the Salah than the Alim, right? Imam Bonifa, Imam Muhammad, Imam Malik, and Imam Shafi Rahmallah, they say no, the Alim has got more right than the Qari. And the reason being is that the Qiraat is only applicable for one Rukan, whereas the knowledge of the whole Salah, that is applicable for all the Rukans. Ilm is needed for all the Rukans. So therefore an Alim has got, according to Jamhuriya, an Alim has got more right than just a Qari, right? And the other dalil for the Jamhuriya is that in Marazul Maut, Nabi Karim appointed Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu to lead the Salah. And Abu Bakr radiallahu wasn't a Qari, but he wasn't, he had the most knowledge at that time, right? And right. Right. So nobody. So here we find out that also. Right. And then when it comes to fa'aqdamum hijratan, right? Then they say nowadays because hijrat is no more, right? There's no more hijrat. So so the hakiki, the manawi hijrat will be referred to. In other words, those who are the furthest away from sons, those who migrate away from sons, right? Right. And then here we have here. So a person shouldn't make lead the people in the domain of some another ruler. You understand? And especially Eid, the two Eid salahs and the Jummah salahs, that should be reserved for the leader of the area or whoever he appoints. Shouldn't try and cause that, right? And likewise, we find that if there's an imam appointed, you understand, or the person of a house, if he's in charge of the house, and without his permission, nobody else would go in front. Because the object of Jamaat is to bring the people together, to unite the people. And now when you're going to go and jump to the front, you're going to cause ikhtilaf, which is against the objective of the Jamaat. It's also narrated of Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu that despite the fact that he had so much taqwa and so much knowledge and so much virtue, but then he still stood behind the Fasik ruler Hajjaj bin Yusuf, right? When Nabi Sayyid radiallahu qala Rasulullah sallallahu idha kanu salasatan, فليؤمهم أحدهم وأحقهم بالإمامة أقرأهم رواه Muslim. Now Abu Sa'id said that Nabi Akram says when they are three, then one of them should lead them, and the most rightful with imamat is those who are the best read, the best qari, right? So yeah, three people, even more than three too. The hadith will apply. Three just mentioned like it. Um, whether it's more than three, the same ruling will apply. Right. But Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallam لِيُؤَذِّنَ لَكُمْ خِيَارُكُمْ وَلِيَؤُمَّكُمْ قُرَّاؤُكُمْ. Nazeem Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said, Nabi Akram says that your choicest one should give you an azan for you, and your qari should lead you in salah. Right. So the muazzin now, he should be also a person who is responsible and a person who has taqwa. Why? Because the muazzin is giving azan on a high place. And when you're standing on a high place, you end up looking into the people's yards and your eyes will fall onto ghair mahram. You understand? And therefore, you need to be dini and have taqwa to divert your eyes. وَنَبِي أَتِيَةَ الْأُكَيْلِي قال كان مالك بن الحويرث يأتينا إلى مصلانا يتحدث فحضرت الصلاة يوما قال أبو أتية وقلنا له تقدم فصلي قال لنا قدموا رجلا منكم يصلي بكم وسأحدثكم لما لا أصلي بكم سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من زار قوما فلا يؤمهم وليؤمهم رجل منهم رواه أبو داود الترمذي والنسائي إلا أنه اقتصر على لفظ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Narrate from Abu Atiyat al-Uqayli, he says that Malik ibn Huwayrith used to come to us to our musalla and he should discuss with us. Then it so happened that the time of the Salah time was present one day. And Abu Atiyah says, right, that we said to him that go forward and perform the Salah for us. So he said to us, put in front a man from you to perform the Salah with you, and I will soon narrate to you why I won't recite the Salah with you. I heard Nabi Akram saying, whoever visits a people, then he should not lead them, and a man from them should lead them. In the sense that you shouldn't go in front unless they give you permission. In this case, they gave him permission, but now to uh, to show this hadith, he taught them this hadith in this way. You understand it? So now they won't forget that. When Anas radiallahu قال استخلف رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ابن أم مكتوم يا أم الناس وهو أعمى رواه أبو داود. Anas radiallahu said Nabi Akram appointed Ibn Maktoum to lead the people while she was blind. From this hadith, we understand that for a blind person to lead the salah without karahat, it is permissible. When Nabi Umamah radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu ثلاثة لا تجاوز صلاتهم آذانهم العبد الآبك حتى يرجع وامرأة باتت وزوجها عليها ساخط وإمام قوم وهم له كارهون رواه الترمذي وقال هذا حديث غريب. Then Abu Umama radiallahu said, Nabi Akram says, three people, their salah doesn't pass their ears. Their salah doesn't pass their ears. In other words, their salah is not accepted. Right? The runaway slave until he returns, the woman who spends the night and her husband is angry with her, and the imam of the people, and they dislike him. Right? Right. So now, so the woman now, she goes to spend the night, and her husband is angry with her. Why is he angry with her? He's angry with her because she was rude, she was not obedient, you understand, and she was disrespectful. That's why he's angry with her. If it's the other way around, if it's the husband that was rude and disrespectful, and venting his anger, then the woman is not sinful, rather the man will be sinful. And then the imam here, the people don't like him. They don't like him because he's committing certain sins. He's committing bid'at and fisk, right? And therefore they don't like him and they don't want to read behind him, right? That's when the imam is responsible. But if it's some worldly objective or worldly reason that they are unhappy with him, then the imam is not sinful. Just as we apply this ruling to the Imam, you can also apply this ruling to the Hakim and the Khalifa. You understand? That the Hakim and the Khalifa, if the people are not happy with him because of his fisk, then he's under the same ruling. His salah won't be accepted. When Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ثلاثة لا تقبل منهم صلاتهم من تقدم قوما وهم له كارهون ورجل أتى الصلاة دبارا ودبار أن يأتيها بعد أن تفوته ورجل اعتبد محررة رواه أبو داود وابن ماجه. Ibn Umar said, Nabi Akram said, three people, their salah is not accepted from them. The one who goes in front, right, who leads the people, who goes in front of the people and they dislike him. And a man who comes to salah from the back. Coming from the back means that he comes to it after it misses him. And a man who makes takes a free person and he takes him as a slave, right? So what does it mean? i'tabada muharraratan, right? He takes a person to be a slave. In other words, he freed him already, and after that he still takes the slave, so takes work from him as if he's still his slave, right? Or he freed him, but he doesn't inform him that he's free. He hides it from him. Or there's a free person going there and he says, that man is my slave. You understand? And he treats him also like a slave. There are different ways and different reasons, different ways that a person can take a free person as a slave, right? Now, how do the people become slaves? The people become slaves when the army of the Muslims goes into Darul Harb. From Darul Islam, they go into Darul Harb, they overpower and they take captives. Then those captives, whether they big, small, woman, man, they become slaves. All right. When Sulamata بنت الحر قالت قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن من أشراط الساعة أن يتدافع أهل المسجد لا يجدون إماما يصلي بهم رواه أحمد وأبو داود بن ماجه. Sulama bint Hur, she said that Nabi Akram says, these from the signs of Qiyamah is that the people of the masjid will repel one another and they won't find an imam who will recite with them. So this is because at the end of time, when there be lots of jahl and fisk, and all the ulama is passed on, right? And it's close to Qiyamah. Now there'll be lots of people, but they all will be ignorant. So therefore, nobody will be ahl and nobody will be able to make the imamat. Yes, if a person now, for example, he's a chance for imamat, but he sees somebody more virtuous than him, one senior comes and he puts that person in front, then there is no harm. Right. When Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah al-jihadu wajibun alaykum ma'a kulli amirin birran kana aw fajiran wa in amila al-kaba'ira was-salatu wajibatun alaykum khalfa kulli muslimin birran kana aw fajiran wa in amila al-kaba'ira was-salatu wajibatun ala kulli muslimin birran kana aw fajiran wa in amila al-kaba'ira wa Abu Dawud. Now Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said, Nabi Akram says, jihad is wajib upon you with every leader, whether the leader is a pious or a sinner, and even though he commits major sins. In other words, if the leader, as long as it's a Muslim army, and even if it's a fasik, but if he calls for jihad, then you have to join, right? The valid jihad. And salat is wajib upon you behind every Muslim, whether he is a pious person or a sinner, and even though he did major sins. You understand? If you the imam, you come there now, and the imam of the masjid, not appointed by you, is a fasik, then you should read behind him. You understand it? And then salat is wajib over every Muslim, in others who passed away, whether he is a pious or a fajr, and even though he committed major sins. So jihad is wajib, meaning some situations we find that jihad is farz ain, and some situations we find that jihad is farz kifaya. So that's what it will mean, right? Then behind the fasik, the namaz is fulfilled. Uh, However, to appoint him, you understand, and to read behind him is makruh if you appointing him. You understand? But if you got the option to go to another masjid, then you go to another masjid. But if you don't have that option and you're forced to read there, then you don't read at home. You go read there. You understand? Ulama say as long as there's good people around, then a fasik shouldn't be appointed as an imam. Uh, and then Janaza Salah is for kifaya on every Muslim, right? Leave it till me.